So welcome to all of you to Virtual Learning Academy. I am Tehmina Shehryar and we have Trisha Chapman with us.
Hello,
Hi, Trisha.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, same here. So Trisha, we're going to discuss what do you think makes the CV impressive? Because there are so many students and professionals out there who don't know how to make a CV impressive. So what are the mistakes and what are the key points you think that they should consider while making a CV impressive?
Well, it's a very good question. And to be honest with you, if you allow me to share my slides, I've actually just put a couple of points together for you, just so that's a little bit more visually appealing for you all. So let me share my screen. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Trisha Chapman. I'm the managing partner of Impressive CV, which is a company actually originated in Australia. And now I'm based in Dubai for the last 5 years. Oh goodness, sorry guys. So I'm now based in Dubai, and I've got a couple of fantastic ladies working with me throughout Australia and here in Dubai. And we both focus on CV writing, LinkedIn optimization and cover letters. And more recently, I have now discussed or launched, I guess, digital e-learning courses. So it's really important that no matter what job that you're applying for, that you read the company profile and make sure that you are reading the job description, because one CV cannot be one CV cannot be submitted to every application. You need to tailor the CV each and every time. So that's the first thing that you need to be doing, to be making sure that it is impressive, because at the end of the day, you don't want to come across as generic. So you need to be having a look at the job description and what skills you offer to be able to showcase your skills for that role.
Right. That's right.
So yeah, so there are two different types of resumes that you can go for. There's a functional CV and something called a chronological CV. And I just want to show you, we'll come back into this, but this is something that would be looking professional. It's neat and tidy, and it's clearly showing quantifiable metrics. So every time that you apply for a position, you need to be making sure that your CV matches the job description.
Yes, very true, very true. What do you think that how can the individual represent or reflect himself in the CV? Because most of the time there are so many templates out there that individuals are using, but the template makes it less likely for the individual to represent himself or herself in the CV. So what do you think about that?
So first of all, you need to be considering whether or who you're going to be sending the document to. So if you're sending it directly to a HR manager, then you can afford for your resume not to be applicant tracking software friendly or ATS friendly. So that's where a computer screens the CV, right? So the computer screens the CV, skills, prior history, etc. And then if you don't have the required terminology within your document, you won't be shortlisted. So you need to be making sure that the CV will overcome the applicant tracking software system if you're sending it through a portal. And you need to have a human-friendly CV in terms of that it's visually appealing to the reader. So making sure that you have got a 4 to 5 sentence or profile summary of your career, showcasing key skills, whether that's hard or soft skills. And then of course your working history.
Yeah, regarding that, I have heard many times that it's important to use maximum exact words from the job description. So do you think that synonyms will not work there and you have to use the exact words in the job description?
It's a good question. To be honest, there's various softwares out there, but nearly all of them have the ability to pick up synonyms. Or, for example, if you were marketing director, or sorry, marketing manager. The software can pick up marketing coordinator or digital marketing. So it varies on the types of skills that's required of the job, but if you're putting in similarities within the role, the software can pick this up. It doesn't have to be word for word.
Right. That's nice. Okay, we have a few questions here. So I'll go one by one. First question is from Dr. Zohra. She says that what makes CV eye-catching, which must mentions and not required material to be added? Yeah, what are the basic mistakes that you shouldn't do at all? What not to do in a CV, I would say.
Perfect. I am so glad this question came up because I'm going to share my screen with you again. Yeah. So sure. I obviously review a lot of resumes. I mean, it's my bread and butter. So what should we not be doing? It's really important that you're not including your objective. So to be very honest, companies don't care what you want to achieve. So for example, I've seen a lot of objective statements saying that I want to secure a challenging position, or I'm seeking a entry-level position. You want to be making sure that you are saying what you can offer the company, because they don't care what you want, okay? It's what you can do for them to increase their bottom line, to be making sure that their P&L is nice and healthy. Yeah. So instead of your objective statements, using something like this, and you're welcome to take a photo.
Yeah. So what is the difference between an objective and about me portion?
So the objective statement is where you're saying, or the candidate is saying, my objective in this employment is to secure a long-term career, or my objective is to expand my learning and increase my knowledge and skills. Versus a career summary is something where you're summarizing what type of worker you are. So for example, you're an analytical and innovative finance executive offering over 14 years of experience.
Yeah, right. Okay. So you're saying that we should prefer adding a career summary rather than about me or the objective.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Companies don't care what you want. They care what you can do for them. So you want to showcase that you're a highly experienced, proactive chartered accountant with 10 years of experience in finance and accounting. You're going to match and include the soft skills that are included in the job description into your profile summary for each and every application that you go for.
Right. That's nice. Very informative. So one more thing, that do you think the patterns of CV matter a lot? The styles, the templates, the pattern?
Yeah, good question. So as I referred to again, and I will share my screen so you can physically view some examples, but it's really important that you understand what the applicant tracking software is, because you cannot have infographics, you can't have big charts, anything fancy basically. The software can't
infographics.
Recognize it.
I have seen many CVs including infographics in their CVs.
The system does not recognize infographics. Have a look at this one as well. So for example, it's very busy. There's about what, 10 or 20 different points listed here. It's too busy.
Too much crowded.
Too much, exactly. Versus this one here, it's very neatly laid out, areas, expertise, a clear executive summary. You know exactly what this person has done.
Right.
Again, versus this one here on the right-hand side, a quote from his director. Big blocks, symbols here. All of these are not really aligned. So what message do you want to be displaying to the person who's viewing the CV, and what software is going to be reading the resume?
Right. So can you give us some information about the softwares that are being used?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I might play, if you allow me, just a 1 or 2 minute video.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I will just click the sound. Basically, though, it's a computer that reads the resume, and it screens for keywords, phrases that the recruiter incorporated into their search. Oops.
Hi guys, today we're going to talk about how to get your resume past an ATS, which stands for Applicant Tracking System. Applicant tracking systems use technology to scan your resume to determine if you're a good match for the job. On average, 75% of resumes submitted are deleted by the ATS, and many times it's because the system can't read the resume, or the resume isn't optimized correctly. And with over 95% of large companies and over 50% of mid-sized companies now using ATS technology, you need to ensure your resume gets past the filters. Okay, enough with all these scary statistics. Here are 5 quick tips to help get your resume past an applicant tracking system. Tip number 1. Make sure you have the correct keywords in your resume that target the industry or job description. For example, if an accounting job description contains words such as Microsoft Excel, journal entries, and balance sheet, make sure you include those words on your resume, as the ATS may be searching for these keywords. Tip number 2. Always use a professional resume format such as a functional, reverse chronological, or a hybrid, which is a combination of both. You should do some research and figure out which format suits you better. Tip number 3. Avoid fancy designs, colors, and images on your resume, as an ATS will have trouble reading it. Stick to a professional, clean, and concise resume. Tip number 4. Use a popular and professional font such as Arial, Calibri, New Times Roman, or Georgia, as these are easy to read for an ATS. And lastly, tip number 5 is to always send your resume as a Microsoft Word document, unless stated otherwise in the job description. A Microsoft Word document is easily processed by the ATS and is also the preferred format for the majority of them. Hi guys, today.
So as you can see, to overcome the applicant tracking software, there is a lot of things you need to be aware of.
Yes.
But it also means that if you are submitting a CV directly to a hiring manager or to someone via email, this is when you can afford to have your CV a little bit more fancy because it's not going through that software.
Yeah. So what do you have to say about the myth of 1 page, 2 page, 3 page CV? Because it's most of the times it's said that no, you know your CV is going to fail if you keep it up to 3 pages or 2 pages. It has to be 1 page CV. So what are your views about that?
So I personally encourage 2 pages if you have got 5 years of experience and above, and anything over 15 to 20 years plus, and or you're in a project management or construction where you've probably got a lot of projects, you could condense it to 2.5, maximum 3. And then for university students or those with 5 years and under experience, just the 1 page. Because at the end of the day, you don't need to be including every single task and job description you did. You want to be making sure that your CV is achievement based. So what did you do with clear numbers, metrics that are quantifiable, that added value to the company? And this is what you are including in your CV, not your job description.
Yeah. So these days I've come across many people who are saying that they have worked a lot, worked hard with their CV, and still they're not getting jobs or not being cleared by the ATS or the softwares like that. They're continuously facing such problems. What do you think the reason can be? Is it the CV?
To be honest with you, a lot of people are just creating 1 or 2 resumes and sending them to every single application. Now, if you don't score above 80%, 80, on the applicant tracking software system, you're probably not going to be recognized very well or quickly, ranked highly. So that means that's probably why people aren't hearing back. unless sometimes you're just not qualified or fit for the role that you're going for. You know, for example, you're in a marketing manager role, but you're applying for a business analyst position with a marketing CV.
Yeah. How many CVs do you think there should be? I mean, most of the times I have seen that people come up with one CV and use it for most of the roles they're applying. And each and every role is going to be different with a different job description, but still they're using one single CV.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's a big mistake?
My advice would be use the one CV for the job sector. Now, what I mean by that is if you're going for a finance business analyst position, you're going to use business analyst CV. But if you're going into finance, for example, financial analysis, usually the job descriptions are a little bit different. So it's the same concept, but the job description itself, what you're physically doing, you might be working with banks, versus working with business operations. So the core skills and responsibilities will be completely different. So that's when you need to tailor the CV. And I want to share with you a website. I'll share my screen with you again. I hope people don't mind. I'm being very...
No, not at all.
So this is called JobScan, and it's a free website you can all access. So it's called jobscan.co. And what you can do is you can upload your CV here, and you can paste the job description that you're applying for here. And then it will give you a match. It will rank you on how high or what keywords you have missed.
Oh, wow, nice.
Okay. So it's a free tool. I think you get three or four scans.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can match and see how highly you're going to rank from the ATS.
Right. Okay, so let's invite some questions. Participants, if anybody has to ask a question, you can raise your hand. If any participant wants to ask a question, you may raise your hand. So let's see if any participant wants to. Or you can send it in the chat box. If there are any questions from you participants, you can send it in the chat box.
I do see one about the, is it preferred to send CV in PDF or Word? So that's a good question. So if you're sending your CV to a hiring manager directly through the email, I would suggest send it in PDF. And to be quite honest with you, a lot of software updates have occurred to the ATS systems, which means it can read in PDF.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what software every company is using.
Yes. Yeah. But PDF is also fine now.
Yeah, majority, to be honest with you, I don't have the exact answer, but now that a lot of software updates have happened, they can now read it because people prefer, because it's a locked document, you can't edit it once it's sent.
Yes, right. Okay, so let's talk about the role of LinkedIn in getting jobs and employability.
Sure.
So what are your views? Because most of the times people make profiles on LinkedIn and in the hope that they are going to get jobs there, but they fail most of the times, and they come up with the idea that maybe it's the platform that's failing them. So what are your views?
So I will have 2 or 3 major points here. First of all, a lot of people apply for jobs or work on LinkedIn. You'll quite often go and you'll see 250 plus applicants for every role, or a lot of roles. Which means now if there's 250 applicants, there's probably only 4 or 5 people that are shortlisted and then only 1 hire. So you do the math. What are the chances of being recruited on LinkedIn? It's actually pretty slim. Okay, so everyone loves
True.
the LinkedIn platform. It's fantastic. I'm not mocking the platform at all, but I'm advising that you need to have other alternatives. Don't solely rely on the platform for an application. So what I mean by that is, have a look on the career website or the career section to the actual company's website and see if they're employing through the portal to make sure it's legitimate. It's not just a scam. Reach to the company employees, HR, maybe business development manager, sales manager, to engage in a conversation over time, to get your face or your profile noticed among the team, to see if they could do an internal referral, because a lot of companies actually save costs by having an internal referral program. So incentive. So that's a great way to apply through LinkedIn, and then go for other avenues as well to make sure that you're getting noticed.
Yeah, true. That's right. So Trisha, what do you have to say that the role of CV, again, coming back to that point, that how can you maximize the use of your CV in reflecting yourself? How can the CV be representative of an individual?
Very good question. So this is where it comes down to being achievement-based CV. So you cannot have the same resume as anyone else if you include your achievements. So what I mean by this is have clear quantifiable metrics to showcase what you did in your employment. So what I mean by this is you initiated, developed, created, implemented, you overachieved your target sale, you built a strong network and managed key stakeholders, which supported the budget growth of 5% for the fiscal year of 2020.
Yeah.
So writing in the past tense and including achievements is what differentiates you from the 500 other applicants in that talent pool. So again, if you want to take a photo, you're welcome to. These are I've got two slides you can take a sample with.
Yes.
Oh. I actually have some digital courses available on all of this. That's why I've got the voiceover here. But
yeah, nice.
I will show you all of this, because the course
that
I offer.
You should also give a brief introduction about your digital courses.
Please, with pleasure. Honestly, they are fantastic, and they go through nearly everything I know, and they're really affordable. So I would love to. But these, you can see here, again, please feel free to take a photo, but they are in past tense. It's got quantifiable numbers and they show impact.
Yes.
So these types of points is what you would need to be included on your CV to be able to differentiate you from the other applicants. So spearheaded, oversaw, exactly.
Yes.
Served as a spokesperson. So it's the type of language that you use that captures the reader's attention to differentiate yourself. It's really important that you're making sure you justify your text just to give it that neat, crisp, impressive look. Making sure that you only keep it.
Oh, sorry. What are the mistakes that have been made in this one? Like oversaw strategic communication. Do you think there is something wrong in this line?
So there's no location mentioned. I'm not sure if you can see. Let me move this. Oh, yes. So in this example, there's no location mentioned. So where did this person work? Dubai, Pakistan, Australia? The reason why is because it will show international experience. So you've obviously got diverse skill set when working in an international company or international location. There's too many bullet points, so it's very heavy. Okay, I would probably recommend no more than 5, or just keep it to a single line if you've got a couple of others above 5 points.
Yeah.
And it's not justified. So you want to make sure that the document is neat and crisp.
Yeah. So do you think adding achievements instead of activities is going to give that crisp?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a 2-page document that you have got to showcase what value you're going to bring versus the other 200 applicants. I can Google a job description. I can go on LinkedIn and find out what a hotel manager does. Okay, I know. I just go to LinkedIn and I can see all the job descriptions there. But I don't know what you did for the last 10 years.
Yeah, true. So coming back to one question more, that do you think CV is actually very important? I mean, after talking all about these CVs and resumes, most of the people end up finding a template and then making the mistakes again and again. And I think that's because of the lack of awareness regarding the importance of CV. So what do you think, that do people pay attention to the preparation of CV, or it's not going to be like that?
Do you mean in the future or now?
In the future and now.
So what's happening now is, I believe a lot of people are just sending the one resume to all the different job descriptions that they see. They're not tailoring it, which means that the job market for applicants becomes really saturated. So there's a lot of people applying for with inappropriate documents. So then the talent pool becomes difficult for people to stand out. I think though that the resume won't, it will be a long time before it's completely abolished. I think it will be around for a while. But I also do go through this in my course as well. What do I personally think the future of CV writing is? So I think that it will be, it's coming. And I mean, in Australia and the UK, there's a lot of things like this, but more and more, especially executives, are looking for personalized websites. So for example, maybe I've done a lot of volunteering, maybe COVID, you're a volunteer in the COVID situations in some form, and it's not really relevant for a professional CV. I mean, it is, yes, but you want to explain more details about it because it's a huge role. So you could create a website to showcase everything, because you shouldn't be including hobbies on your CV, but on your personalized website, this is where you can create this section for it. So in Australia, definitely, I work with a lot of clients where the job application says, here's 5 selection criteria. They give you, say, for example, skills. How will you use these skills, and what will you be able to demonstrate to us using these? And then anonymous resumes. Now, we're probably not quite there yet. The UAE market, especially the Middle East region, asks for photos on CVs, which, to be quite honest, I don't agree with. It's very judgmental. You can, it's really, honestly, like,
yeah, but most of the people do. Most of the employers ask for a photo on the CV.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous, to be honest with you. And it's, you look at the photo initially, right? And I do too now that I'm working with the, and then you whether you like the photo or not, judges whether you continue to read.
Yeah,
it's not based. You're not judged on your skill set that you're offering, but what you're looking like, your appearance, your nationality. I mean, are we in 1920? No, come on.
Yes.
So a lot of countries are, especially the US, are going towards anonymous CVs. So basically, it's just numbers. So identification is removed as much as possible. And then you are called upon only if your skill set on your CVs and professional profile is relevant and requested. And then that's when they'll reach out to you from your security number.
Right.
So this is where I think the future of the CV writing is going. I definitely, unfortunately, you still need to be putting a photo here for an application in the Middle East, but definitely not Australia, no way. UK, no. For visa resumes, no way. US, no. Canada.
Yes. So it's going to change in the future.
Hopefully. I hope here. I hope. I mean, to be honest with you, I think for this to happen, you would need to have salary brackets. And what I mean by that is, now if we are a sales manager, then anyone who's sales manager, doesn't matter whether you're Indian, Pakistan, US, Canadian, female or male, you will be paid 10 to 20,000 dirham a month for your first 5 years, for example, and then 20 to 30 or 20 to 40,000 dirham from years 10 to 20 years. And then anyone over 20 years of experience, doesn't matter, you're paid this salary bracket, 50,000 plus or whatever. This is, this is what I hope it goes.
True. So a few of the people here are asking that if they can add their hobbies or interests in the CV.
Yeah, so I just touched on that about having a personal website. So hobbies, no, I would not include, because it doesn't really add value to the employer, and it could work actually negatively. For example, if I am a really passionate Liverpool soccer, football fan, for example, and you put down, and you put down soccer, or sorry, cricket, and I hate cricketers. Cricket's the worst sport ever. Then I get a prejudged opinion about you. You get me? So it could work the other way and say, I love cricket, and you put cricket on it. Wow, I want to hire him. But does his skill set match?
Yeah. So you have to know what are the hobbies of the person hiring you first. Then you can put the hobby and interest section. Right?
Well, maybe this could work.
And that's not happening. That's not easy to know. You have to stalk him.
Exactly. So to be quite honest, no, I wouldn't even bother. I mean, it's going to take you more time to look for their hobbies than to get the job.
Yes, definitely. Right. Okay. One more thing that I would like to add here, that talking about the individuality or how to reflect yourself in the CV again, in that perspective, do you think how much time an individual should pay on gathering skills and achievements about himself? I mean, mostly people don't pay that much time on building a CV. They mostly gather up the hard facts or the things they remember about themselves. So and try to work them up into the CV. So what do you think? How can they go about gathering the facts about themselves that are required in the CV?
Yes, amazing. So what I would strongly recommend is everyone has a brag file. Okay. So what this is,
brag file. That's the right word.
Yeah, exactly. So what this is every maybe quarter or every month, depending on, what sort of role that you're doing, you write down or you jot down in an Excel sheet a tracker of your achievements that you made over the few weeks, or maybe important conversations that you had with the boss, for example, of career trajectories. So then you start at any given point in time in the future, you can then rely or fall back on what you started documenting. Now, I want to just make one other point here. Actually, I've got a really fantastic, sorry to give a small plug here, but I've got a fantastic package that includes a career planner inside it. It's a UAE job seeker package. It's on my website, actually.
Well,
and
nice.
it includes a fantastic, it's about a 50-page document, and it's a career planner that puts self-reflection questions in place to be able to identify your core values. Yeah, exactly. I'll put the link to it in the chat box. And actually, there's a discount code called Success2Job, and you can get it if you use that discount code. You can get it for $59. So I'll put it in there, and the information is really detailed. There's a list of UAE recruiters. There's templates. There's so much on there. So I'll put it in the link. But it's really
You've done
important.
very hard work gathering that data.
Yeah, I am. But to be honest with you, people don't think of these things like how to identify achievements. Well, you need to really do a lot of reflection. Yes,
that's the actual point that we should be working on. That people don't know how to reflect on themselves. That's why most of the CVs are lacking that individuality.
Exactly. And it is a little bit of time to invest into doing self-reflection in a
Yes.
career planner. I understand, I really do. I mean, I'm working with clients on Zoom calls on a daily basis, but this is what will propel your career forward.
Yeah, true, true. How often do you think someone should keep on updating the CV?
Honestly, it changes. If you do a major achievement, add that in, keep it as an open document, ready to go at any given time. Drawing from my own experience, I have so many clients say, Trisha, I've been asked to send my CV tomorrow. Can you help me? But they haven't updated it since 5 years.
Yes,
So,
exactly. That's why I was asking that question, because I have
yeah.
come across many people who haven't updated their CV since 10 years even. I mean, they've made their first CV when they're freshly graduated. And after that, they didn't bother to update the CV. So that's
It's
very,
just crazy. It's just
yes.
crazy. It's like people want things now, but it doesn't work like that if you want to be successful for your career.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. I just put the link that I was talking about in the chat, the career planner and
Yeah.
the list of UAE recruiters. So I'm not sure if your audience is interested in that, but please feel free.
Yeah, thank you very much. There will be. It's a good thing. So tell us one more thing, that what would you like to advise the audience here about the resume and CV? Okay, one more question. I just came across that one. Someone asking that what is the difference between CV and resume?
Okay, cool. So maybe many years ago, it really came from the US, that your CV was a curriculum vitae, so a really lengthy document showcasing nearly everything of your career, 5-page document, versus the resume is just a neat, crisp, clear 1-page summary, just job titles, education, employers, skills, and that's about it. But now this differentiation has really changed, and it's just interchanged word that means the same thing.
It means the same thing. So it doesn't mean the CV is more crispier and resume is the outdated one is the resume.
Same thing.
Same thing, right? Okay, Trisha. So, what are some of the insights that you would like to provide them? And at the end, what are the mistakes they should not be making, and what could be their takeaways from you?
Mm-hmm. So my takeaway. So first of all, mistakes. I'll just recap. Really make sure that you are removing your objective statement. Make sure that you are, when you're writing an email to the employer or hiring manager, and you're saying, please find attached my CV, please make sure that the CV is actually attached and the subject line is specific to the job that you're applying for. Because otherwise the recruiters, they're emailed so frequently. They'll just ignore it if there's no subject line, or they won't follow up if the CV is not attached.
Yeah.
So make sure
but that's
that
a very basic mistake, and one cannot imagine that how can that happen? Someone didn't attach a CV.
Exactly.
But I guess those are some of the mistakes that happen actually.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe it. I'm not even I'm not a recruiter myself at all. I'm purely helping the job seeker population write a resume for the job applications, which I have done very well with, to be honest. However, I still get it. So if I'm getting it, recruiters.
Exactly.
So all of my information resources that I'm discussing information, it spans to the international market. So it doesn't matter where you are, the same concepts that we are discussing here apply to everywhere for a CV. So make sure that you are removing your objective statement and you're giving a nice 4 to 5 overall snapshot of your career. Make sure that you are including the hard and soft skills from the job description that you're applying for. And remember that your CV needs to be applicant tracking software friendly. If you're applying or sending the CV through the job boards, LinkedIn, Glassdoor, Indeed. Okay.
Yes. So that's the summary here. And can you give a brief introduction about your services as well, those digital programs that you're offering?
Please, with absolute pleasure. So first of all, I definitely would like to highlight the Success to Job package. It's a UAE job seeker package, and it's really comprehensive, to be honest with you. We've got a comprehensive career planner. There's a checklist. There's about 25 questions that are able to support and prepare you before a trip to Dubai. So it pretty much covers anything that you need to be getting yourself arranged with. ATS compliant CV, an e-guide, LinkedIn checklists, and most importantly is the list of recruiters. So I have put together an entire list of recruiters in the UAE and their LinkedIn profiles that you can access all in one document. And then finally, there's a couple of interview tips and tricks. So it's a really great package. To be quite honest, I haven't seen anything like this in the market. It took me ages to put together, but it's really worth it.
That's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of hard work, really.
It is. And finally, I'm really quite proud of this because I'm trying to ensure that I'm keeping up with the digital markets and digital trends, but I put together some really nice self-paced learning modules that you can go through of how to write your CV. If you've got some business English, English conversational skills, so to help you with an interview coming up. Maybe you need to pass some English tests for a visa application. All of these are self-paced learning modules that you receive a certificate at the end.
Yeah. So they're certificate based as well.
They are. Yes, I've created a nice certificate. And if you send me the certificate, I will review personally, free of charge, no issues, included in the package, the CV. Here's the sales plug.
Yeah, thank you. That's very nice.
With pleasure. I'll put the link to this in the chat. And and I put the Success to Job one already. And of course, you can reach me on LinkedIn. I'm very accessible on the platform.
Yeah, I can say that.
Good. Was there any questions from your audience?
There's one more question here. There's one more question from the audience. There's Ashad Iqbal who wants to know that what personal details can he put in the CV? I guess he's asking about name, marital status, and things like that.
Yeah, whether I agree with this answer or not, but your date of birth, obviously your full name and your contact information, that's really important to have. Just pick one phone number, your email, your visa status. If you are, so for example, if you're in Dubai, you are on a visit visa or a family visa. And then some recruiters, not all, do request marital status or family, only because a lot of companies do have to pay for the education for the family.
Oh,
I don't agree with this. Unfortunately, that's what the market is. It's not their business. It's not their business if you're married or not.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but there are some employees who don't require the marital status as well, right?
No, they don't. But a lot of recruiters will come back and ask, or what is the status? Is their children fees? And again, the school fees, sorry. Again, this shouldn't determine whether you're employed or not, because it doesn't impact your ability. It's a cost enabler. Yeah,
true. So I guess we have taken a lot of time of yours, and it was a very nice discussion today. If there are any questions from the audience, you may ask, as we will be ending the session now. So I guess that's all for today. Yeah. Thank you very much, Trisha. It was a very nice session with you, and you have given us some very insightful things about CV, and we will be getting in touch with you for your courses as well. So it's been very nice meeting you.
You are most welcome. I wish you all the best, and please feel free to reach out to me if you've got any questions at all. You can grab me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome. Bye.